Like contact, what we do with the Western horse, we bump him a little bit, and when he's correct and we're actually at that point when we're going to move that outside leg back and ask him to lope, Western riders often open the door here with their legs, so there's a space here between the horse and the rider, and they push down on the stirrup because we've already taught them that when we turn to open that door, so the horse knows he's going to go that way. As soon as the horse starts loping, the legs go back to normal. The other factor that we haven't talked about yet is leads. When our horses lope or canter, it's important that they land in a way that's going to make it comfortable for us to ride if we're riding a small circle or we're turning a lot in the same direction, and a way that's going to allow them to balance their weight as best as possible and reduce the risk of them stumbling or falling because they're out of balance. So, leads, what are they? When the horse lopes, we've already talked to you and said that this is a 3-beat gait. So assuming that I'm going to the right, this way, when the horse lopes, we said his outside hind moves first, so there's his outside hind. Then his diagonal pair moves, so there's the diagonal pair. Then his inside front moves. So if you look at my hands and legs now, you'll notice that this hand and this leg are ahead of the other hand and leg. That puts me on the right lead, right as opposed to left. So when we watch the horse lope or canter, I notice a lot of people notice if the horse is on the correct front lead, but often they miss it if the horse is wrong behind. This is called disunited. It's very rough to ride, and the horse is very unbalanced, and it's quite dangerous to ride it this way if we're not on perfectly good ground or if we're trying to turn. So we're going to watch the horse go again. We have his inside legs, which are going to be his lead legs. If you watch his front legs, the red boot should land ahead of his normal covered leg, and the green boot should land ahead of his left hind leg. So we're going to watch the rider go again. She's going to sit trot into a canter, and we're just going to watch the legs. And she's preparing him now, getting his attention. Inside hand, outside leg, and look at his front legs. The red boot is landing much farther ahead than his unbooted front leg, and the green boot is landing much farther ahead than his unbooted back leg. This horse is on the right lead and is correct both in front and behind. So I have this rider set up so she's going to pick up the lope in the corner. The reason I want her to pick up in the corner is the horse is not going to get going too fast when it starts because it has a fence in front of it and it has a fence on the right-hand side. So we're going to have a better chance of it A, loping, and B, picking up the correct lead, which we've just talked about in our previous shot. And we want the rider to feel comfortable. I've already told the rider that at any time she feels uncomfortable, she can bring the horse back down to a jog. So here we see the horse going forward at a jog. At that first orange cone, she's going to start thinking about those aids. At the next orange cone, left hand comes up, right leg goes back, and the horse is loping. And I'm going to ask her to jog and go right back to that cone and get ready to start again. So she gets time now to breathe, relax, recenter herself. If she doesn't feel comfortable, she's going to keep jogging, go right back up the fence. She did a great job the first time, so we're going to ask her to do it again. I only ask one rider at a time to lope because I want my concentration on her. So here comes the first pylon. She's thinking about the aids. Here comes the second pylon. Inside hand goes up, outside leg goes on. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And she'll jog again and bring the horse to a walk. By rider 2, we need from time to time to challenge our riders because we've now taught them that they need to think and plan. So here we've got some cones set up and we're going to ask her to do transitions at the various cones. So here she's going to go into a sitting trot. So she has to plan before she gets there so the transition is smooth. At the next one, she's going to rise trot. At the next group of cones, she will do a sitting trot again. So she has to think. And this is our job as coaches, is to keep them thinking. If we just keep letting them do it wherever they want, that's not going to happen. And now at this cone, we're going to get the canter. So we are now already at rider 2 producing a thinking rider. By the time we reach the end of rider 2, some of our riders will be able to dismount by stepping down rather than sliding down. This, of course, will depend on the height of the horse and the height of the rider. The basics are the same except for the last part. So, first thing the rider does, find a spot away from everything and make sure the horse is calm. Make sure they have light contact on the horse's mouth and their left hand goes on the mane holding that light contact. The right hand goes on the bottom of the horn and they back up their left foot a little bit so there's no way they're going to get caught in the stirrup when they step down. She's now going to stand on that left stirrup, swing her leg over wide, and step right down, taking her foot out. She'll then take her rein down and be ready to loosen her cinch and lead her horse off.